good.
Oh, there we go. It was thinking really hard. Sorry, Zach is slurping in the background. It's very loud, sir.
No, can't
He's
hear it.
like shoveling cereal in his mouth, getting ready for whatever it is he's getting ready for over there.
It's
Some
dark.
action.
Look, this is coffee with the bad sense.
I don't know why that spoon against that bowl gives me that like feeling.
I actually don't. I don't like that noise.
Okay,
Actually,
let's get rid of that. Let's be done. You can finish that later. Okay. Sorry, that is like obnoxious sounding. We are having a Monday.
How's that?
We have
Better?
a little who has an assembly we have to go to today. It is a pajama party musical.
Let me also turn that fan off.
Who's been to pajama party musical before? I have not.
A pajama music party? What is?
It's a pajama musical. It's called Pajama Party.
Okay. Well.
And that is the.
I'll tell you what.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna turn that fan off.
Know.
You kick off the juicy subject, and then.
I don't know if I have a juicy subject. Right?
There you go.
Do I? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have to go to this thing. We have to get new pajamas for it, and we didn't have to get new pajamas for it. That wasn't like a requirement. It's just that no pajamas fit appropriately. So we had to go get some. So she picked out Baby Yoda, or Grogu, as you may call him. And then we had this weekend. Well, what did everybody else do this weekend? I want to know what you did this weekend. Was it something cool? Was it something fun? Did you go someplace neat? The kids got to go to Zach actually got to go to a Kraken game. And then the kids got to go to a Mariners game. So it was like a weekend of sports. And then we had our couples coaching couples quarterly.
Well, meeting. First off, I want to interject and say the Kraken is.
We're not allowed to go to Kraken anymore.
I've been to, I don't know, 6 games or 7 games. It's been not a lot, but not a little. It's been, every game. And people are like, no, they're having a great season. They're going to the playoffs.
No,
they won a lot of games. Like, I've literally only seen.
Don't invite us, I guess. Or invite us and maybe we'll get a win at some point.
No, you keep going. Keep going.
So keep going.
Yeah. But I want to follow up on this topic more, but what I'm going to bring up today is I wanted to bring up investment in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I texted you.
Yes, you did. Oh, is that what you wanted to talk about?
Well, it's just something we can talk about, but it's never really like a topic that goes away. But we'll probably on it further and package it up even nicer. Talk more about it broadly for those that listen.
First is the question: how much? Be honest. Did you spend on your wedding?
Start to finish.
Including the.
We're talking about gifts, rentals,
including the
drinks.
Yeah, or whatever your parents or family contributed to the wedding. Yeah, I don't know. Some of you guys who
that'd be so funny.
Got engaged or married during COVID were like, it cost us $20. We went to the
courthouse.
Yes, the courthouse, and got it done. In which case, that
is
the way to go. That is the way to go, if you ask me.
So we talk a lot. We talk to countless of couples, and people and singles, and often people come and engage in conversation with us from a place of like, what do I do now, or what else can I do? I'm looking too far. It's hopeless, and we just can't beat that drum enough to encourage you to think about your relationship as a continual investment, and a contribution to be making.
If you want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, more often. Because if you're fine being fine, like you're not our people that fine.
Yeah.
We're talking to people who are like not fine just being good, not fine being like, oh, we've been married for 20 years. It's been great. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we're not talking to you. I like want we're like because we were doing great too. It's like, what else? Then? Like we're just like not fine being.
Well, a lot of times we think good is just not having a fight, or you're getting by, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, and we contribute. And what we're engaged in is maybe there's something that can be created beyond.
Thriving
Yeah,
relationship.
thriving. And obviously, life is ordinary. You're gonna have ups and
Mhm.
downs,
Yeah.
100%. But if there's an opportunity to access these experiences of extraordinary
Mhm.
things that are beyond the ordinary everyday life, that doesn't take place in Cabo or in Fiji or on a trip, family vacation trip or to Disneyland. A lot of times we feel like the family needs to look. We love adventure. We should talk, right? But oh, I was throwing the ball for Polar. I just
Oh.
didn't scratch my hand up. But there's something that you can actually experience every day. So anyhow, getting
Yeah.
back to the topic, investment. I don't know what made me think about this, but the idea, I literally don't know why it came up, but weddings. Like we've been to a lot of weddings. I mean, 20,000 for a wedding. 50,000. Oh, like, let us know in the comments
A
or
lot.
let us know. I would think, I don't know, from like, let's say we're getting married a year and a half between like the planning, prepping, the pre-parties, the engagement party.
Let's
Would
just
you say
say
50, 20, 30,000?
let's just say I think collectively
More than 10.
out of all the weddings we've been to since we were 20 years old,
We had a cheap
I
wedding.
can confidently say that we have been to over $1 million worth of weddings.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think we
Like
spent
no joke. Like I think we've been to uh, over $1 million worth of weddings, and that's like, but I don't think that's an exaggeration. I think if I sat down and like thought about every person, every wedding, all of the festivities, all of the bridal showers, bachelorette party expenses, all of the um, some were not
well,
before, uh, destinations, uh, giant, giant parties,
yeah.
insane entertainment, businesses, flower, food, and all sorts. And there's nothing wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. I love me a good wedding party, but I would say $1 million.
Think so?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
yeah. And I would say the weddings, let's say we'll just pick one. Let's say one is, I don't know, 50,000 seems nowadays. You're getting
Yeah.
married in your late 20s, 30s, and you have a little bit of money,
If you're
and
like
you have
giving it all
support,
out.
and you're doing all out. You're doing museums, um, open bar, or something
That
like
might
that.
be low, but
That might be low. I mean, ours was 10,000.
it was more.
I know. I think 10,000 was like event, like what, 5,000 or something like that. That
Yeah.
was cheap. That was cheap.
Yeah, that was cheap.
So we had a cheap wedding. We
We
spent
didn't
50.
get anything either. That was like a room.
Yeah. So
That
our
was like
our cheap wedding was sub $20,000. We've been to a lot of $20,000 weddings, and then like they get divorced in 10 years, and it's because it's almost we put all the in the party in the event, and then we like boom, and we get in,
yeah.
and yet we don't put that same personality and same investment into our relationship, and we mistake the investment relationship as a vacation or a getaway
Right.
or
And the investment of like expenses is also like a distraction from what you're really about to embark on. Just
and we're not. I don't think we're what we're not doing
hi
is we're
Kelly.
Kelly, what's going on? Kelly. we're not doing the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just asking. It's worthwhile to notice and
Notice.
consider that like you spent $10,000 and you wait till you're up to get divorced to get married to therapy, parent counseling.
Right. We do all of this preparation for a day and for a celebration, which is amazing. I'm gonna take that away. Some people have dreamed of this beautiful day. And it's worth considering to take the same amount of planning and preparation and to make sure that you have a strong foundation for your relationship, for your marriage. Ah, congratulations.
Woo! Look,
So it's like, so when you take that much necessarily time, or money, it could actually be time, right? Um, it's like when you think, well, I'm going to be with this person the rest of my life, what would make the experience that much greater? And a lot of us go, oh yeah, we want the party, we want this, we want that, do all the things without, I mean, what, we had 3 hours of premarital counseling or something? Like, what about that investment on the front end, or even as newlyweds when things are, like, actually really great, things are actually really, like, this enjoyable time of this, like, new adventure together, it's like, you're during that time, like, invest the time then because it's not like I mean, I think if you're getting married, it's just gonna be I think people are more awake to the fact that you're gonna have ups and downs in your marriage, like, that's, like, normal. I don't think people realize is how low it can actually get, and that it's way, uh, easier to create how you're gonna get through the lows when you're creating highs, right? You
co-creating
don't
them.
like, when you think of, like, an endurance race, you don't you don't, use the downhills as a time to and you don't use the water stations as a time to just, like, give up and coast. Those are the times when you refuel. Those are the times when you decide, "Okay, what kind of nutrition do I need? What do I need during a flat?" You don't just feed yourself just because it's flat. It's like, nope, like, you still gotta, like, nourish yourself so you can, like, keep going because you know at some point you have to go back uphill again. So
Mhm.
why don't we do that in a relationship when it's, like, really, really good, and we have, like, great downhill momentum, or maybe we're in a flat and things are great and there's water stations, why aren't we doing what we need to do so that way when the uphill comes, you're ready for it. You're fueled up,
Right.
you're nourished, you had great rest, and now you're, like, going uphill together instead of going uphill and then giant up.
Mhm. What is available is the opportunity to kind of get into this place of inquiry, exploration, kind of like having that like childlike wonder when you first start dating somebody. You can't stop thinking. You're almost like
Yeah.
you're so into just getting to know them more. I'm like, I wonder about this. I wonder how they feel about this,
Mhm.
and that is available to you. And I think sometimes when we feel like we know enough, we know enough
To
to
get by.
get by. It's kind of rest on those laurels.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I keep wanting to go back to this. I just feel like it's not fully gotten that a lot of times we misinterpret a getaway and a date night. Those are don't mishear me. Those are great, but it's even more. There's something available. I'll say that. There's something available when you actually can create a space of discovery, not just connect.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm.
like we can connect, but like kind of dive into a topic that we maybe are on.
Well, and there's value in vacations.
Yeah,
There's
hundred
value in all
percent,
of those.
100%.
There are also really, really great distractions. Well, what also might be possible when things are going really, really well and you go on vacation, like, "Woo, this is great." And the worst thing is consider when things are going great, that is actually an amazing time to make an investment. Think of your finances. If your finances are, like, stellar, great time to make a financial investment somewhere. That's when people homes. That's when people buy things, right? That's a really great time to look at making an investment. And for whatever reason, we don't do it in a relationship. When we're feeling really good and bodies, what do a lot of people want to do? They want to start working out. Because they want to start making an investment into their health. What we're saying is when you're in a relationship, when before you get married, right after you get married, maybe you actually just went through something really hard in your marriage, and you're kind of coming out on the other side of that. That's an amazing time to make an investment in your life together because there may be something else to explore there with that newfound strength that you have. Like, how cool is that? Hi, Nancy. And so it's like, how, how could that look? Because arguably, I'd say when we started doing, I mean, when we first started, we were, at least with couples coaching couples, we were just, just got married. We were married for 3
Yeah, we didn't really know. Didn't know either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was great, right? And so, we got to kind of ride that momentum. And then,
We would probably be
similarly,
divorced if it wasn't for.
no doubt in my mind.
Well, let me rephrase that. You would have divorced me.
No doubt in my mind. And also, there have been times where we've come out of like a major low point and something really awesome has happened because we decided to
What would you
explore a
attribute?
relationship.
Like, if someone asked you, like, what would you say to them? Like, 'cause someone might be listening to this right now, and I think we talk to people daily. It seems like don't see, they don't see, they hear what you're saying, but they don't hear a possibility. Like they're like, I get what you're saying, but I think you guys are a little bit
Oh,
different.
no, we're not.
You know?
We've been through crap beyond repair. If we were to go through everything and list out all of the things that make me a victim, or make Zach a victim, or make me the villain, and make Zach the villain, or whatever, there is no reason sitting down next to you right now.
I bet we can probably
Like there
this
should
would
be
be. I
none.
mean, we've already reversed it. Relationship judges. I bet we can both win our case.
Yeah.
If you had like share everything that you did. People will be like, without a doubt, Zach deserves
She's
someone better.
evil. She should
She's
be
evil,
thrown in relationship prison.
or does it make sense? Like sometimes when you hear something that happens, you're like, well, you're not only one, but you from the outside, you might listen in like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Why they're divorced?
Yeah.
That good for him.
Right.
Good for her for standing
Yeah.
up for herself.
Right.
And we see it from that perspective. And we don't always see the collective part in it. Now,
Yeah.
pause, just in case there's somebody like, what about like physical abuse? No.
No, we're not talking about that.
You need to go that is
We're
like
talking
protection. That's not we're talking about like
ordinary
upset in your relationship. So it's and you
which ordinary can include some really big things.
really dark
Okay.
stuff.
So when we're talking about things where it almost it. But like everything else, like we're talking about big things. We're talking about addiction, infidelity, affairs, adultery. We're talking about those big things that we are so bold to just call ordinary. So, and this is only because we've seen more of it than you think. So with that though, I think that yes, the jury would be like, here you're going to relationship prison, or Zach, you're going to relationship jail, and
I bet
there's
you
no
do a good
hope
job.
for you at all.
Actually, this is like your case today. You know, like you know what I mean? I
still think I look pretty bad.
We should. I bet it'd be a fun exercise between you and I to change the name. So I was with this guy named like Ted, you know, and I'd be like,
maybe that's
screw this guy.
Maybe that's a for you to do.
And I was like, oh,
like stay with this guy. And
That
all
was.
the time,
Oh yeah, that was
every
us.
time, like
Yeah.
you would have been like, "Oh my God, Sarah, get out of here!" You need to like leave this Sierra behind. She is a
No, her
terrible
name would be
person.
like her name would be like I don't know, Jan. Jan
But
something.
we're laughing about this now
Jan.
because we have gone into it deeply and have come out the other side without going into the past of it. We've gone into the future of, well, how can we explore what has happened and actually empty the fog of space that was between us and then go, oh wow, now look what's here and realize our part. And that took a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only difference is really being clear on what. So we started this live talking about getting married and most people spend getting married and all these things with very little intention or money invested or time invested in continuing the marriage so it continues, right? And so if you actually focus and shift your focus onto that piece of it, I think that is probably where there is a difference is we were ready, we were willing, we knew we made a commitment, and we also knew that we are our and so even during that time, we were still our work. We were just showing up as shitty people.
Mm-hmm.
We were showing up as we said we would show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
there was like a commitment to what this was.
Let me interject there.
Oh
On
gosh.
those times where you were like, okay, sometimes we'll say we kind of out of a relationship. Some of you have been married for a long time,
Mhm.
but you're not in the relationship.
Yeah.
So you're kind of out.
Also, you can come and say hi because then we know you're there.
You're kind of out of it, and you're not you're not full of you're just waiting for the kids to go to college and then you're out. You're doing it for the kids. So being in a relationship isn't always physical. Sometimes they're through divorce or legally. Sometimes it's just you're not in a relationship anymore.
Like me.
Yeah. So we were kind of like that point where it was like we never slept in separate beds. We kind of be arguing with you about it. But during the dark days, I was just curious, like what there was still a part of you, like whenever I would like typically what would happen is like you I would I would sense that departure,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would be like, I will say that uh, that was always more like I would always put boundaries on our relationship.
Oh,
Like but you were I will say like even thinking back on it, you were still like the priority for me, but I just wanted to experience relationship the way I wanted to at your expense. But so my point is when we got to that point of like divorce,
mhm.
and you guys, we weren't talking about like should we get divorced. We weren't having a conversation about it. It was more like
This was like
this is
me
over here. I actually
being
didn't know.
ready to like go.
I
Like
say
I had a girlfriend, had packed.
everyone rolled around her to support her to
I was
make sure
ready
I
to
was the enemy.
leave.
So
Like, yeah, got divorced. I'm like, no, no, no. That one time when my bags were packed and like I was like gonna walk out the door. Yeah.
I didn't even see the bags. Wherever they were packed, they were somewhere. My but the thing is, the one I scanned like exit. And that kind of what kept you like? Were you just seeing if I would show up differently? Like I was kind of curious. Like, what kept you? Like, just, no, because some people like
Yeah, no,
I talk to people and they're like,
yeah.
okay, now I want to show up for my spouse, and they don't need that.
So there was a sharing of it, right? A sharing of the series, the gravity,
You did. That's one thing you did. You let, and that was great.
because the time that you had
Yep.
was and where like the new commitment was like of me getting my shit in order to actually leave physically.
You were like priming me.
Yeah, and during that time, Zach was you you engaged in a new possibility that you instantly were like, oh, you're actually serious, and you started. We use the analogy frequently about like a wall and a bed. You can throw a ball against the wall, and it's going to interact the same way, and that's what's happening. And in that instant, when you realize the gravity of what was going on, you turn into a bed sheet. You couldn't throw the ball the same way.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to know.
And yeah, the difference was it gave you a new possibility to live into, right? Because you all saw something there. And it would have been really easy for me to be like, nope, I'm gone. I'm out of here. You are your word. You are your word. You are your word from the last higher commitment that you made. And the higher commitment that we made was to each other. And we had a baby during one of these times because there was a couple. Um, we had a baby during one of these times. And so, and those were the higher commitments of priority. And I was willing to do whatever it took because I knew no matter what, I was going to have to engage with you in relationship at some capacity for the rest of my life. So why would I choose the harder route, which would be non-communication, discommunication, stonewalling? That takes so much energy, you guys. You can be projecting your. And so for me, when you started interacting differently because you were possibly also gave me an opportunity to see something else, see something that may be available. And through that discovery, we started having conversations. We were no longer as defensive because before that, if I was upset, it was me being defensive, it was not being defensive, it was different things. And I also detached from needing to go, changing my thought from I need to go to well, I want to go, and I see that there's something possible.
You know,
and during this time, though, you guys, we were not going through this alone. This was not something that we were doing in a vacuum. A lot of people do it.
Yeah.
The difference was we were engaging people who were with people and with mentors and with coaches who were holding a space for something new instead of and distinct from venting to your girlfriend who have no solution for you and who know you in your past. We were engaging with people who were wanting a new possibility for our relationship.
So, yeah, this is a very little quick plug. There's a community that's a nonprofit that we're part of called Couple.
That's one of them.
It's outside the work we do.
Yeah.
Not this. It's a separate thing.
15, almost 15 years.
It's national. Yeah. And what you're referring to when we say possibility is every 3 months, our couple creates something that we declare that we want to like live into as something that's like created, that's new. And it is so profound when you surround yourself. I'm not saying cut your friends off. I'm saying surround yourself by people that root, cheer, future couple on, and they see what the couple is trying to generate that doesn't currently exist.
Yeah.
So when you're in a situation against that wall, they don't coach you. Friends will typically interact with you and coach you from the friend they knew 20 years ago or 10 years ago. And there's a place for being seen and loved in that way. But when it comes to advocating for your couple, as a friend, like when I attend friend's wedding, so if you're listening to this, if I attend your wedding, I'm now on board with your couple. So when shit hits the
For your
fan,
relationship.
I'm on board for your relationship, and I'm there to stand for your relationship. So I'm not probably the best person to enroll in your pity party on why you are going to get divorced, and I'm not going to support something that goes against what you committed to.
Yeah.
Instead, so Actually, that's why we share all that. So what's also present for me, and what's interesting times. This is a juicy topic chat. This
Yeah.
what's also coming up for me is like there is something boundaries. The thing about boundaries are the same as like rules, and when you have a commitment to each other, like here's it's one of the rules. Like, hey, this is the area that you can't. Like, this is the this is
And when yeah, when
this is
you
where we're
go
playing.
out,
Blow the whistle.
you blow the whistle, you throw the
Just,
ball back in,
just yeah,
whatever.
just like in sports. Right? So, like you're the rules, right? So if you don't have a consequence for that rule or that boundary,
Mm-hmm.
then you're actually not playing the game. If you're allowed to take the ball and just dribble up the stands and go out in the street and come back and the whistle never gets blown, you're not really playing basketball anymore. But yet we interact, but yet we do relationships. It's like, hey, don't do this, and they do it, and then you get kind of silent and resentful,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
don't actually blow the whistle. And so what was occurring for me, and going back to what you said, is I think I was constantly being like, don't go out of bounds, and be like, okay, and I go out of bounds, and maybe in the very before the court I would put out, and you would, maybe you're getting me grace,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be like a naggy wife,
Mm-hmm.
and then I kind of like go for the stands a little bit, like I don't want to like you up there, but we're
Mm-hmm.
still playing basketball. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm actually go out to the concessions and get like a hot dog. And then after a while, it's like get to the point where like we're done playing. I'm like, whoa, come back. But I'm a
Yeah,
natural.
yeah,
I know where my boundaries are, and so we learn is again, I like my freedom, but freedom to me is knowing boundaries. It doesn't mean breaking boundaries. Freedom is not breaking
yeah.
boundaries.
And the second you know where your boundaries are, like think about it like this: when you go on a playground, there's a structure in the middle of the playground, and that's where you play.
Mhm.
There is structure there. There is value in having structure
The
and
playground's the park.
boundaries and rules because you actually then go, oh, this is where I get to play. This is where I get to be like fully expressed in this space. I need to create here and have a good time. So structure and boundaries is actually really important because some people think they're like, "That sounds like miserable." No, actually, there's more freedom in
So,
that. Yeah.
and I think that you've recognized that part. I think that's where you've learned is you've um, gotten, gotten a bit more intentional around communicating um, those boundaries, but also like, but
Mhm.
the game we are because it's co-created and it's a commitment. That's something I think we're getting a lot better on.
Yeah.
Okay,
And things still come up. Like something just came up a couple weeks ago, and we blow the whistle, and we're in the process of throwing the ball back. Like it's an
but
ongoing
the
thing.
important thing is you
You
stop,
notice it,
you stop.
and you take ownership. Yeah, that was me. That was right. It's like that. There is like so much value there,
Mhm.
and there's value with nobody being bad. We're on the same team,
And
so
we agree
we yeah we created rules. So if the ball goes out of bounds, it's not Zach trying to like throw the ball into like another teammate so I lose. It's him trying to throw the ball back to
and the consequence,
right,
yeah.
and us taking ownership because what if because this happens in relationship all the time. That person has to restore it all, and they have to do this, and they have to do that. But if Zach is on the same team as me, and the ball went out of bounds, and he's trying to throw it in, it's my responsibility to keep my eyes on him and work with him to catch the ball and do what I need to do. If he's throwing the ball in, and I'm like, screw that guy, I'm just gonna like, are we on the same team? Not really. So it's a very different way of interacting with a relationship when you explore it together, and something really awesome can happen even after something really shitty happened.
Mm.
That is like possible.
You know what makes me love you more is the, like, not is that it's like the importance of knowing
I know how
because
far.
without knowing the the rules of the game, I actually what's present is because I obviously I would assert anyone listening to this right now, if you're in a relationship and especially if you are in a committed relationship where you like really want it to quote unquote work out is
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. That was like very sarcastic.
What?
I went, yeah, work out. Okay.
No, but you wanted to like you wanted to. The thing is like I think what there's this deeper what's in the background subconsciously or, inside of thought is if I'm not super clear on what's going to cause you to blow the whistle.
Mhm.
Imagine playing basketball or any sport, not knowing exactly where the out of bounds are, but the consequences are higher. It's one
Yeah.
thing when you're playing basketball, it's like, we'll play another game tomorrow, no big deal. These are just my colleagues. But if it's your spouse, if it's your 10-year-long relationship, if it's the
Your
love,
co-parent?
if it's your co-parent, if it's the love of your
Like,
life,
it does not have to
if it's
be a marriage
if it's your
relationship.
boss, if it's your boss at work, what's there if you look, is fear. Is because then I'm always scared that I'm gonna run out of bounds because I don't want you to blow the whistle. And
And
worse, you blow the whistle and then you're like out of the relationship.
well, and when you're playing tentatively because you don't know the boundaries, you're not actually playing responsibility. You're not actually playing
No.
full out.
And
Because you can't. Because you might go out of bounds and you might go out of bounds really, and so you're not actually playing as like the most expressed
look,
version of you that you play with. And what I was going to say is our hard times, even though they suck when you're in them, when we are forward looking in our relationship, going into like, nope, we're headed this way now, so that's what we're gonna do. Is then we also know, like, I know of you, and you know of me. How, not in terms of boundaries, but how are we going to stretch ourselves? Like how much stronger those muscles are that we have. There is very little that could come our way. Like, oh, I don't know if we can get through this because I'm like, oh, I know how to stretch so far. I know the strength of these muscles that we continue to feed with ongoing mentorship and coaching in the world of
great
relationship.
analogy.
And so,
Many of you don't want to take on more in your relationship because you don't know. And you know that you have the capacity, but you don't believe you have the capacity to take on more on the boat. You're scared it'll capsize.
you think, I have a hole in my boat, so I don't want to rock it.
You spend your life not rocking the boat, not wanting to shake things up, not wanting to go there. We don't talk about Bruno. Everyone has a Bruno in their relationship. It's available to increase your ability to even beyond
Beyond that Bruno
beyond
conversation,
Bruno.
whatever it may
And
be.
like there is something there. So we're over time, but I will say I hope you enjoyed this conversation. I know we did. It was kind of fun.
I hated it.
This is my favorite one.
In your life.
In our
We
lives.
do have a podcast about rocking the boat, actually.
We do?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's called.
Okay, so you can check that out. And if this conversation interests you, like we do invite you to the conversation. We do one-on-one coaching. We also have a workshop that allows the opportunity to really kind of dive into some of these topics a lot further and see something you've never seen before. That workshop is May 6th, May 7th in person. We're in Redmond, Washington, Microsoft country. When we first started doing the course,
Yeah, I know that sometimes location is a barrier, but you're really willing and like trust me, coming out of Seattle for a workshop is going to cost you a whole lot less than a divorce or living apart and living separately, or right. So, so I say travel. We went to California and Colorado, and it was great because we didn't make like weekends out of it.
And what this is not is a little relationship woo-woo course.
We will be lighting no candles or sage of any
candles.
sort.
You will be.
You will keep your shoes on and no mat.
You will engage and explore and see something you've just never seen before.
Yeah, without even closing your eyes.
Even closing your eyes. All right, well, see you tomorrow, everybody.
Yeah, and then I gotta click my buttons, so back, do a little dance on my cool button.